In the Anthem universe, the Ranger Javelin is a jack of all trades, and a master of them too. Novice Javelin pilots are trained almost exclusively in the Ranger suit, not because of its adaptability, but because if a pilot were to become a virtuoso in the art of Ranger combat, then they would undoubtedly display some of the greatest combat feats ever witnessed. Dating back to the foundations of the Legion of Dawn, the Ranger Javelin is known for being a highly efficient suit in any combat situations. Being prepared for everything and anything is the mainstay of its design, with balanced offense, defense, and utility. Suiting up in a Ranger Javelin will give you access to the following abilities. Its weaponry is an adaptive arsenal. The Ranger can bring any weapon in your armoury to bear, aside from the heaviest weapons reserved for the Colossus. Its melee is a shock mace, an electrified maul serving as the Ranger's melee weapon, which is a solid and dependable piece of close quarters apparatus. As with every Javelin, the Ranger comes with 2 major abilities, 1 support ability, and its ultimate ability. Its first ability is its grenade. It has a selection of the Frost Grenade, freezing enemies in place. Modifications allow the grenade to send out subsequent freezing pulses. A Shock Grenade, detonating to launch a multitude of smaller homing projectiles. An Inferno Grenade, covering an area in fire, dealing continuous damage and setting enemies ablaze. A Sticky Grenade, attaching to a target to detonate a concentrated, high-damage explosion. And the Frag Grenade, the Old Faithful, dealing solid damage and a decent area of effect. Next is its Assault Launcher, a wrist-mounted assault module which allows for further auxiliary firepower. Here you have a selection of a homing missile, firing a single seeking projectile which explodes in a small area, an Energy Pulse, a small destructive blast hitting the first target for big damage, a Spark Beam, a compact continuous beam of destruction for sustained damage, Venom Darts, a volley of acid-laced darts that seek out enemies, and a Blast Missile, a single missile that explodes in a substantial radius for moderate damage. The Ranger's third ability is a choice of 2 supporting fields. The first one is the Bulwark, deploying a 360-degree energy field to block incoming damage. The second is a Muster Field, creating an area that increases friendly Javelin weapon damage while you're stood inside it. The Javelin's ultimate ability is the Multi-Target Missile Battery. The Ranger targets a large number of enemies in its field of view, before briefly locking on and firing a swath of seeking missiles that deal massive damage in a large area around each of its victims. Are you tactically flexible enough to master the Ranger Javelin? Maybe something more upfront and headstrong is your taste. Join us next time, when we'll be taking a look at the Colossus.